Hello students, welcome back. I hope you must be enjoying my lectures. In this session, we'll be discussing the concept of determinant. You'll get to know that determinant is basically a scalar quantity. Then we'll discuss how to evaluate the determinant of a 2 cross 2 matrix, and then we'll switch to a 3 cross 3 matrix. Finally, we'll be discussing the various properties of determinants. So let's begin. So we now have a very important concept, which is the determinant, right? So what do we mean by determinant? Every square matrix has associated with it a scalar called its determinant. So what does that mean? That means that determinant is a scalar quantity, right? And given a matrix A, we use determinant of A or this. How do we denote the determinant? Determinant of a matrix, suppose I have a matrix A and the determinant of A is either denoted by, you write DET, that means determinant, and in bracket you denote the matrix, that means determinant of A. Or what you can do is you can use two bars, modular sign you can say, and you write it enclosed, matrix is enclosed between those bars, that is known as the determinant of A. We can also designate the determinant of matrix A by replacing the brackets as I told you just now. For example, I have a matrix A as this, then determinant of A I'll write like this and the numbers will remain as it is, that is the elements of the matrix remain as it is, right? So this is determinant of A. Simply the determinant of a 1 cross 1 matrix. 1 cross 1 matrix is obviously a single element. This determinant is the scalar A. If you find out the determinant of this, that is simply A. The determinant of the general 2 cross 2 matrix. General 2 cross 2 matrix is this. If I take A, B, C, D, this is the most general 2 cross 2 matrix. And so determinant of A would be this and this. How do we find out the determinant? In case of 2 cross 2 matrix, what you do is you just multiply these two elements, that is AD, minus sign in between, and then multiply this element with this element, that is AD minus BC. That is the value of the determinant of most general 2 cross 2 matrix. Okay, as I told you, in case of 2 cross 2, what do? You just need to multiply the two diagonal elements first this ways and this minus this ways, right? Now how do we compute the determinant of a 3 cross 3 matrix? That is also somewhat like 2 cross 2, but since we have got more entries, so it is a bit complicated. See, how do we write the determinant? In case we have a matrix A of this form and I need to compute determinant of A, how do I write? I write down this first element, I write down 1, then what do? For understanding sake, what you can do is you can just ignore the elements which coincide at the rows and columns which coincide at that particular element. Okay, do not get confused, I am explaining it to you like this. See, I take the first element 1, I write it down like this. Then what you can do is just cross this row, this column and this row, right? Then this is the remaining element, just consider these elements. Now we are left with these elements. Now again this is a 2 cross 2 matrix, so what you will do is multiply these two, that is 18, minus sign in between and multiply these two, that is 48. Okay, so this is what we have got. Then what you will do is put some sign will come in between. Then what we'll do is we take this first element, suppose I take 2, this is 2, and then this sign I'll explain it to you how you will get this sign. Now I take 2, again we'll repeat the same procedure in case of 2. What I'll do is, first let me erase this. Now again I am taking the second element and will cross out the corresponding row and column. So whatever I am doing, I am proceeding from the first row, right? First I have taken 1, then I am taking the second element. Now I'll cross out this row and I'll cross out this column. So we are again left with the 2 cross 2 matrix. And now what you'll do is you'll multiply these two elements, that is 9 4s are 36 minus you'll get 42. Again some sign will come, I'll explain it to you which sign will come. Then we have 3 and again the same procedure will give you, I'll cross out this row and this column and then we are left with 32 minus 14. So what do I get? Minus 30. Okay. Now what about these signs that are used in between? About these signs, what happens is you'll get these signs corresponding to the position of this element, right? So what am I saying? Let us check the position of this element. This element is in first row and second column. So its position is A12. What you will do is minus 1 raised to the power 1 plus 2. Just raise minus 1 raised to the power row plus column. So this gives me minus 1 raised to 3 which is minus 1. So here we'll get a negative sign. Now similarly, what about here? The position of this element is first row, third column. So A13. Now what do I do? Minus 1 plus raised to 1 plus 3, that is minus 1 raised to 4 which is 1. So this gives a positive sign. This is positive, minus 1 raised to 4 becomes 1. So this is positive. So here I'll get a positive. So what do I get now? Minus 2 raised into 36 minus 42 is minus 6. Then I get 32 minus 14. Sorry, this is 3 and 32 minus 14 is 18. This gives me minus 30 plus 12 plus 54 which is 36. So this is the value of the determinant. So I repeat it again. What you are supposed to do is, first of all, select any one particular row or column in order to find out the determinant. You need to proceed from one particular row or any particular column. So you can just select any particular row or any particular column. I have selected this row. Now put the first element within bracket. You will cross out this row corresponding column and the row. That particular row and column which coincide at that particular element. Then we are left with these elements, and for these elements we'll compute the determinant as we computed in case of 2 cross 2 matrix. So this will give me this quantity. Then about the sign, how you will decide the sign corresponding to this element, the position of this element, that will give you the sign, whether it will be positive or negative. Just add the row and column position, right? The position of this element was A12. So what I'll do is 1 plus 2. This gives me 3. If it comes out to be I plus j, you can remember it like this. If I plus j is odd, that will give you a negative sign. If it's even, that will give you a positive sign. And then you can proceed in this way, right? So we have got the determinant of the 3 cross 3 matrix as this. Next we have is certain important properties of determinants. So first property says determinant of A exists if and only if A is a square matrix. You can compute the determinant only if the matrix is a square matrix, that is the number of rows is equal to the number of columns. If rows be changed into columns and columns into the rows, then the value of the determinant remains unaltered. If we interchange, the rows become the columns and column become the rows, then the value of determinant remains unaltered, remains unchanged. Similarly, next property says if any two rows or columns of a determinant are interchanged, then the resulting determinant is the negative of the original determinant. That means if we change two rows, any two rows of a determinant or any two columns, if two rows of a determinant are interchanged or we interchange any two columns of a determinant, then the resulting determinant is the negative of the original determinant. If any two rows or two columns of a determinant have corresponding elements that are equal, then the value of the determinant is equal to 0. Suppose I have got two rows in a determinant which have the corresponding elements as same, like let me take an example here. if we have a determinant, suppose I have 1, 2, 3, then again I have 1, 2, 3 and 0, 2, 4. Since this and this row are same, then the value of this determinant you can directly say will be equal to 0 without any kind of computation. And similarly, if any two columns of a determinant are same, the corresponding entries are same, then the value of that determinant is also equal to 0. If every element of a row or column is 0, then determinant of A is equal to 0. Suppose I have a matrix A as 1, 2, 3, 0, 0, 0, 4, 2, 1. Then I can directly say that determinant of A would be equal to 0. Why? If every element of a particular row is 0, or similarly if every element of a particular column is 0, then the value of that determinant is always equal to 0. Next property says, if each element in a row or column of a determinant is written as the sum of two or more terms, then the determinant can be written as the sum of two or more determinants. Determinant of Ka is equal to k raised to n determinant A if A is a square matrix of order n. If we have a term of this form, if we have a determinant of this form where A is multiplied by the scalar k, then you can write it as k raised to the power of order of matrix A. If A is a n squared matrix, then it will become k raised to n determinant of A. Next property says determinant of A transpose is equal to determinant of A. And then we have determinant of AB is equal to determinant A into determinant B. If we have two matrices A and B, we multiply it and then find out the determinant of the resultant AB matrix, then that will be the same as the product of individual determinants of A and determinant of B. Okay, now we have a question based on determinants, and this question has been asked in one of the previous year questions in IIT JEE. Find the value of the determinant this. Now this is basically on the basis of, we'll use some of the properties of determinants. How do I proceed? I do not know anything suppose about this question. One thing which is clear is that I can just write it as the sum of these two determinants. So what do? I simply write it as this, then I write 1A, 1B and 1C, which gives me B, then I have BC, CA, AB. Let me take it as the equation 1, right? Now I don't think I'll be able to simplify this. I'll proceed from this one. I'll take this term and try to simplify it further. So I take this term, that is 1, 1, 1, A, B, C, BC, CA, AB. The easiest thing what you can do is, since this term can be made as ABC and maybe I'll be able to take out something common, so what I do is I multiply and divide by ABC, right? So this gives me 1 by ABC into, this becomes 1, A square, and then I have ABC, and then I have is B square, again ABC, C square and ABC. Then what I do is I take out ABC common from here. This gives me ABC upon ABC, and I'm left with A square 1, B square 1 and C square 1. Okay, so what about this now? Now what I do is, this is 1 into, what about this? I now try to transform it into some form of equation 1, right? Now let us say this was your first term, this was your second term. So this term is 1A square. I try to transform it into that form. Then what I'll have to do is I'll have to change the columns twice in order to get 1A square, 1B square, 1C square. First what I do is I interchange these two columns, that will become 1, 1, 1, and then I'll get ABC here. Then 1 1 1 here and ABC here. Then what I'll do is I'll interchange these two columns again to get ABC here and A square B square C square here. So finally I get this determinant, which is equation 2. So using 2 in 1, what I get is that this determinant is equal to 1 1 1 A square B square C square, minus sign in between, then again we have 1 A square, 1 B square and 1 C square, which is equal to 0. So this was the required value of determinant. Then I have another question based on the concept of determinants, which says consider the set A of all determinants of order 3 with entries 0 or 1 only. Let B be the subset of A consisting of all determinants with value 1. Let C be the subset of A consisting of all determinants with value -1. Then, okay, what does it say? That A is the set of all determinants of order 3 with entries 0 or 1 only. It is a set of all determinants with entries either 0 or 1. Nothing except that. Then the B is a subset of A. B is subset of A consisting of all determinants with value 1. And C is the subset of A consisting of all determinants with value -1. Then we have to find out the relation between A, B and C, whether C is empty, B has as many elements as C, or A will be equal to B union C, or B has twice as many elements as C. Now see, here you just need to know the simple concept of determinants, which says that by interchanging any two rows or columns among themselves, the sign of the determinant changes. If you remember, we have just now discussed about this property of determinants, that if any two rows or any two columns of a determinant are interchanged, then the value or the sign of the determinant changes. Now using this concept, we can directly say that B will have as many elements as C. So see, this was a question of just few seconds. You don't need to calculate anything, you just need to use these concepts. So I hope you must have understood the concept of determinant and the evaluation of determinant. In my next session, I'll be discussing the concept of minors and cofactors. So keep watching.